Here's a reading about light. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, and all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Has added some quotes that you'll see up on the screen tonight. Everybody, I think, is reading the quotes that they found themselves, but we're prepared to kind of do what they needed to do to make the service come off the way that it needs to be. And it's such a great leadership skill to watch all of our students work together to make this come together. I'm really impressed and proud.
The need for connection and community is as primal, as fundamental as the need for air, water, and food. Dean Ornish. A community is a group of people who agree to grow together. Simon Sinek.
The theme of our service is community. Based off of this week's Torah portion, we found oftentimes that we're separated from community. I wonder what that looks like. So twice in the Torah, it's not good for people to be alone. It's better when we're together. Call and response. How good.
טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד How good it is to be together. טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחיות גם יחד How good it is to be together.
So, alone we can do so little together. Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Helen Keller.
There is no power for change greater than a community discovering what it cares about.
Take a second to find your intention for this service, for this Shabbat, for letting the past week go. We have a special time together. For some people, it's the beginning of break, right? A lot of you, yes. Hopefully, you're doing something fun. For many of you, it's Passover. For many, yes. We're having a second night Seder here. There's a lot of things that we can be aware of. And one of the things that we're aware of this year is that the Passover Seder looks different. With the whole, everything going on in the Middle East, it's really important to make sure that what we're saying is how we feel, no matter how complicated it is. And when we're not sure how we feel, we can say that too. And when we try to work through it, there's something in that too. So when we sing, am I awake, am I prepared? Are you awake? Are you awake to the fact that it's been 6 months of a different world for our people? Where we sit in it is difficult, messy, it takes work. All of that. Right. When you're ready, please rise. Please be seated. I could feel there was something I missed. Good job, Zach. Zach is the president of our youth group and can often emote with just his eyes. 144. That's Kaddish. Malcolm will read it.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba. Be'alma divrach urte v'yamrich malchute. B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael. Bagara bagara uvizman kariv. Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach. Ve'alamu almei almaya. Yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach. V'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'alev v'yithalal. Shmei dekudisha brechu. Re'ela min kol birchata b'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma. Ve'yimeru. Amen.
Now you can rise.
So here's if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
148. Ahavat olam.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Ahavta Ahavta Tohu mizvot Hukim umishpatim Otan lemata, otan lumata. Akin Adonai Eloheinu Adonai, Hukum nasiach behukecha, Nismach b'divrei Torateh, u'mitzvotecha olam va'ed. Yehem chayenu, Eorech yameinu, Uvahem negeyom v'layla, Negeyom Adonai, Ohevanu Yisrael, Ohevanu Yisrael.
I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. Mother Teresa.
Please rise for Shema 152.
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod V'Todah Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Page 154.
Haftarah et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anehi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha vidibarta bam vishivitaha vivateha vivateha vaderek uvshekbeha uvkumeha ukshavtam leot ayadeha viharyula totafot beneneha uktavtam Al mezuzot beiteha uvishareha liman tizkuru ve'asitem et kalmustai ve'yatem kedoshim le'Elohehem ani Adonai Elohehem asher motzeiti etem me'eretz Mitzrayim Leotahem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohehem.
The greatest community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Coretta Scott King.
Vicky does so many wonderful things. I bet some of you can even name the things that Vicky does for our community. In fact, let's put our money where our mouth is. Who can tell us one of the fantastic things, but nobody in Vicky can answer? Jacob. Yom Kippur food drive, yeah, absolutely. Dave Caring volunteer, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, setting up the refugees and with Hyas and Dorcas and doing all that. Jeremy. Oh. Yeah, having things for our community, allowing people to have fun. And yeah, you were there, so were my daughters. Go ahead.
This Shabbat service.
Boom. There you go, this Shabbat service. Vicky is in our lives, whether we realize it or not. I spy a past Vicky member over there too. And always nice to be in people's lives, no matter what way we can. It's really special. We're going to go back. There was a great...
David, could I add one more?
Go ahead, yeah.
Because it was somebody at my annual meeting talk. He said many of our youth group members went to Latvian this year and advocated in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, absolutely.
On social issues that were important to them.
Sure. Oh, yeah, Steve.
Frank Sinatra impersonations.
Frank Sinatra impersonations. I heard a really good one.
Singing My Way, I believe. Yeah. Not at every youth service you find that. That's true.
Talent shows.
Yeah. Dixie is all over the place doing so much great work, and it's been neat to watch a lot of you guys grow up, like from first and second grade to now. But even beyond that, just to see the impact that you have on our community, it's pretty impressive. And I hope you don't take it for granted the power that you have at this age to move people in the right direction. Go ahead, Zach.
When a friend calls to me from the road and slows his horse to a meaning walk, I don't stand still and look around on all the hills I haven't hoed and shout from where I am, what is it? No, not as there is a time to talk. I thrust my hoe in the mellow ground, blade end up and 5 feet tall, and plod. I go up to the stone wall for a friendly visit. Robert Frost.
158. Come on.
Tehilo, oh say fella, baby, I don't know. Mi hamoha nedar bakodesh, mi hamoha elim Adonai, mi hamoha nedar bakodesh. Tehilo, oh say fella, Tehilo, oh say fella,
I often think about what it would be like if it was just me in this world. It's never fun. It's never a fun thought experiment to think of only me in the world, because my life is so enriched by the other people who are here. Without Caleb inviting Henry to come to the barbecue at the end of the year, the elections in 7th grade, 8th grade, something like that, Henry wouldn't be leading the service today. Without Lillian's experience at Camp Eisner, my kids wouldn't have said specifically, I'll only go to camp next year if Lillian's my counselor, right? The impact that all of us have in this chain of tradition is something super special and something I'm lucky enough to get to witness every day. And so, as we move to 160 and 161, maybe Lillian will remind us one more time about the power of community. The greatest community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Coretta Scott King. changed the words to Shomreinu as a way to ungender it. It's the way the next generation is taking Judaism and making it their own. And it's something that's really special to watch. So if you haven't been around some young people, like Rabbi and I were at the Joint Reform Shabbat service not long ago, there's some ruach, there's some spirit, and I invite you to go be part of those experiences.
As you grow older, you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself, the other for helping others. Audrey Hepburn.
164, I believe. The Vishamru. Who's been here for Vishamru before? 162. Yeah, one of my don't want to get ahead of myself. Sometimes we go, woo! And sometimes we spin around. I saw someone do a bicycle kick one time, or a roundhouse kick. Do whatever feels comfortable for you.
Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh.
We're on page 164.
Adonai sefet hatifta ufia gitil hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
66.
Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El chasadim tovim, v'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'neichem, v'man shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'mashiach u'makim, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Israel Sarah.
68.
Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach u'marid hagashem, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umechayim emunato, Lishenei afar, Micha mocha bal gerurot, Umito melach, Melech mimit umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'emanata lechachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol.
170.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. One thing I noticed about our teens that are leading is I don't really hear them complain. I complain plenty. They don't seem to complain at all. Even though they're doing AP testing and this teacher is being tough, they're never really choosing to make anybody else feel bad, even behind their back. It's something I admire about all of you. It's really something that's special. And even if you do it somewhere else, you don't do it here. And there's something special about having a place where we can just try to be our best selves. When we lean into gratitude, there's something special there. Jason, was there a quote about gratitude first?
Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. There's not many things in this world I'm more grateful for than this community.
Page is 178. I think. Yeah.
We so desperately need peace in our world. Take a second to think about how you're going to bring peace in our world today, how it will continue to ripple on in the days to come.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. V'chol עת ובכל שעה Bishlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Please take a moment for private prayer for the meditation in your own heart. When we come back together, we'll be on page 180.
It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you'll risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you have touched the center of your own sorrow, if you have been opened by life's betrayals, or have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it, or fade it, or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness, and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes, without cautioning us to be careful, to be realistic, to remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you're telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself. If you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul. If you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty even when it's not pretty, every day. And if you can source your own life from its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand at the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes. It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after the night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away.
This evening, as we celebrate our youth, we also must think of those who may be in need of a prayer for healing. Those who are in need of healing of the body, refuat haguf, and those who are in need of healing of the soul, refuat nefesh. In our community tonight, we're thinking of our friends, Bonnie Jaffe, who's recovering from surgery, George Berman, who I saw today at Rhode Island Hospital, is doing so much better. For Doris Katz in Florida, for Stephen Kaplan in Israel right now, for Esther Ruth Rumpler, doing so much better, for Emily Haw, for Carol Knopf, for Shula Schoenfeld, for Madeline Cantor, for Rosalie Feld and Ashley Bentley's mom, and Jake Seliger, and David Messing. If there are people in your lives in need of healing, in need of a mishaberach, feel free to say them aloud, their names aloud, as my eyes meet yours. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to see you here. And from my mom, for Pam Altman. Baruch atah Adonai Rafeach Cholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, healer of the sick. We join together for the Mishaberach, page 371.
Bless the ones before
be said that I'm not eco-conscious, right? We have Shehechianu moments. Philip, is that you? My Shehechianu moment friends.
All right. I am now David for the next minute and a half while he fixes this. So, does anybody have any Shehechianu moments that they would like to share with us all? Yes.
Danielle finished the first draft of their book.
Wonderful. Congratulations. Mazel tov. Paulina.
Philip, if you don't mind, I might as well mention Philip and I had the incredible opportunity to perform in Carnegie Hall with a concert for Israel last Sunday.
Wonderful. Mazel tov. Yes. Yes. And we are all very grateful for that. Yes, Henry.
School vacation starts today.
School vacation, yes. Speaking of, oh, no, George.
LA Ride House is over.
Yes.
Vicky had a wonderful opportunity to go speak at the Rhode Island State House to lobby for some gun reform bills, which is great.
Yes. Massive thank you to my sister who helped oversee that and organize most of it. She did an amazing job. Jomo? Yay! David, this might be the wrong. Oh, no, no.
I wanted to show them a picture of you guys at the State House with Representative Jennifer Boyle. Other Shehechianu moments. Edie.
Okay, a lot of Chloe, and then Caleb. Yes, welcome back.
Keep them going. Keep them going. Yeah.
Yes.
That's won a couple of games.
Yeah.
Your lips to God's ears. One of them was 16-4.
Yes. Well, Nate's got to go.
It's not usually the score we would brag about, because it would be the other way around. But, sorry.
Yeah.
We got Florida on Wednesday.
Nice.
Passover. Wonderful. I wonder how many states you'll pass over. Yeah, sorry. Jennifer. Yeah. Wait, where are you going?
Bahamas.
The Bahamas.
Oh, nice.
Are you taking your family with you or no? Ooh. Don't worry, I only spent a ton of time with him. He never mentioned it ever. Okay. That's exciting to both of you. Yeah. Jay?
We were in an earthquake and survived it, so that's a good thing.
Yes, that is a very good thing.
Cliffs, wonders of nature, and I think it's official. I can say I'm going to be a grandfather.
When?
You know, probably September.
September-ish. Nice. That's so exciting. Wow. Only good things.
3 generations of Weinstein-Mars are going to Arizona to go hike in the Grand Canyon.
Ooh. As someone who used to live in Arizona has been to the Grand Canyon 3 times, I will tell you it's for that. I enjoy it. Others?
So this evening we are welcoming new friends to Temple Avenue. So I'd like to welcome Robert and Michelle Clow, who are here, and they traveled down from the Boston area to be here with us tonight. So welcome, Robert and Michelle.
I'll call you newish, because I've seen you over the years. You're newish.
But I never have.
Newish. Also, past president, Lisa Shea, the one who was the president when she hired me, is here with her family, and that's so wonderful. It's really good to see you guys. Keep going? We could keep going? Okay. If you think of more, share it at the ONA. But I'll just throw one last one on that. It's so special to be with you guys. You're really awesome people, and I look forward to being with you every time I'm around you. And it's the best part of the job by far.
My brother Caleb's here.
Hi, Caleb. Good to see you. 648, Shehatianu. Thank you for God getting us alive, keeping us alive, and allowing us to experience another person community together. Baruch atah
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'achayanu v'kimanu b'zman hazeh Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
she'achayanu v'kimanu v'yehiyanu b'zman hazeh. Up here, haiku over our nuts.
Community is staying strong together and not being alone.
Just your voices.
Community is much more than belonging to something. It's about doing something together that makes belonging matter. Brian Sells.
Plenty of students would just come up here and do the prayers and do them well and be done. Our students are different. Our students made a point to find their own quotes, to personalize their own service, to make this theirs. It's one of the most inspiring parts about being around you guys is that you have a fresh perspective on a lot of the world's problems that are kind of dark and a little difficult, and more than a little difficult. And with your ingenuity and with your new way of thinking and your willingness to try to help solve the world's problems, we'll be in a better space. We're already in a better space because of you guys. And so, put a fine point on that point. Chloe Buca is here to give us a Torah on this week's Torah.
Hello, my name is Chloe Buca, and I'm BICTI's current social action chair. Last year at our annual BICTI service, as some of you may remember, I gave a speech on the recently occurring shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Despite my inability to give public speeches and the bar I unknowingly set for myself, I felt it was important to step up and write something for this service as well. So this is how I ended up volunteering to do this Devar Torah, a job usually and spectacularly done by Rabbi Howard, so no great pressure. As I was researching the Tazria, this week's Torah portion, one thing immediately became apparent. This was going to be harder than I thought. Tazria, meaning childbirth, talks about how after a woman gives birth, she is to be considered unclean and is to be sent away for a period of time before a priest is to perform a purifying ritual and she is deemed able to come back to the society. It then goes on to talk about a similar process that must be followed for people who are sick. This sickness appears in the form of slightly discolored spots on the skin, where again, the afflicted party must be sent away from the community for several days before a priest can observe them and pronounce them clean or unclean. Straightforward enough, so why was this so hard for me? Going back to my previous speech, there was a clear right and wrong for that one. It was so easy for me to condemn the gunmen and the laws that had allowed for the actual event to happen, and to commemorate the children and adults that had lost their lives. Here the good and the bad were mixed. So let me elaborate. With everything going on around Roe v. Wade and our current fight for women's reproductive rights, childbirth is a complicated subject. What is not complicated, to me at least, is the fact that women giving birth, specifically women bleeding, is not unclean. It is not impure, it is not disgusting, and it is not something that needs to be cleaned in the first place. A woman should not be ostracized from her community for something natural. The same goes for those with different appearances. If we think about it, this portion can be used to excuse people who look different from us. People with different skin colors, with conditions such as vitiligo, completely natural things that can be used to excuse shunning people who are different from us, which is something I could never excuse or be okay with. However, the good part, this is the Torah. I've always been open that I have a complicated relationship with God. I think a large part of Judaism is struggling with God. That being said, one thing that I haven't struggled with is the idea of the Torah. I like to think of it as that for something, some piece of text, some religion, to survive so many years, so much genocide and oppression, to have made it this far, it has to mean something. I could never condemn the Torah, but as I struggled to find a positive spin to put on this week's portion, I eventually gave up. It was this giving up that allowed me to see. The Torah is here to teach us a lesson, to teach us many lessons, in fact, and allow us to learn from our past. This doesn't always have to be the same way. I've learned from the Tazria. I've learned how important it is to not push away what we consider unnatural or unclean. Throughout history, we have solved problems by pushing the scary, different, and unknown away. Especially in times like these, we should not push away what we find strange, but rather come together to understand and to build an even tighter community, one that allows us to overcome these differences and learn from these experiences. Not to say that the Tazria is totally wrong, as sometimes we do have to separate ourselves from our community. We may need to take mental breaks or to quarantine to prevent sickness from spreading. But in these times, it should not be our community's decision to expel us, but for us to make the thoughtful decision for the better of the community. Overall, the Tazria shows us not what is wrong with the Torah, but overall, what is right. And what is right is to accept different and unknown, even if we don't fully understand.
Before we started, Chloe said, I wrote something, do you want to see it? And I said, no, I don't want to see it, I trust you. And she said, she gave you that look that like maybe, I'm not so sure, maybe you want to see it first. Chloe, we have tons of faith in you, and what you just shared with us is such a blessing. To hear it in your words, you may have rivaled Rabbi Howard in his sermon giving. We're immensely proud of you. And also, as humble as she is, Chloe was BICTI president last year and stayed on to fulfill a different role, something that actually plenty of people in our congregation do as lay leaders in helping our congregation when we need help. And so you're such a blessing to our community, and it's a little sad that this is your last BICTI service, but we'll honor you at graduation Shabbat, and you too, Jason, for all the goodness that you are.
You can always come back.
You can always come back. There you go. Exactly.
In Pirkei Avot, Rabbi Tarfon teaches us that it is not your duty to finish the work of fixing the world, but neither are you at liberty to neglect it.
Page 586, please rise for a lean.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye aratzot, lo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chokenu kamen, begor aleinu kefol hamona. Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz Vayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad U'shemo echad. Pirkei Avot teaches us, if I am not for myself, who is for me? But if I am for myself only, what am I? And if not now, when?
Before we move to the next portion of the service, Chloe, first of all, I want to say Yesher Koach on your Devar Torah. But what you expressed is the most important aspect of being Jewish and the most important aspect of studying Torah. And that's struggling with it. Tazria texts are really very difficult. And you explained it in ways that you felt deeply, and you also explained it in ways that were meaningful to you. And that's the way we all of us interpret Torah. Thank goodness. So thank you for your words and for volunteering to do it again, and you did a great job. So thank you. As have all of our students tonight. They've been phenomenal, and their leadership has brought so much kavod to our synagogue, so much honor. At this time, we remember those who died in recent days, whose families are in the midst of Shiva or Shloshim, the most intensive periods of mourning. I also recall those who died at this time in years past, those whose yurtzeits fall on this Shabbat. If you should hear the name of a loved one, please feel free to rise so we may acknowledge your mourning. At the conclusion of the list, we'll all rise together in support of those who mourn. In Shiva and Shloshim, we remember Rivki Maurer, beloved cousin of Daniel, Carton and Marissa Joinson, and Alan Klein, beloved uncle of Marissa Joinson and Daniel Carton, and great uncle of Mimi Carton. And for those who died at this time in years past, we remember Leonard Cohan, beloved father of Stephen Cohan. Teresa Halossi, beloved grandmother of Shara Phillip. Irving Mestoon, beloved grandfather of Adam Mestoon. And Ronald Braff, beloved father of Lisa Shea. Lillian Weinstein, beloved mother of Jerry Weinstein, mother-in-law of Edie Weinstein, grandmother of Debbie Weinstein, grandmother-in-law of Eric Morrow, and great-grandmother of Zach and Lillian Weinstein, Lillian who is named for our Lillian who we remember tonight. Are there any other names for those who are observing a yurtzeit this evening? Go ahead. Oh, Maurice Garazi, beloved father of Michelle Garazi, grandfather of Jeremy Garazi, of Jeremy and Gabrielle. Thank you. Yes, oh, please go ahead. Thank you so much. We remember her. Thank you.
I'm also remembering a student of mine who I taught 9, 10, 11 years ago. In the first class I ever taught, T.H. Hutchinson. May her memory be blessed.
Zikranam livracha. May all whom we named tonight and all who we named in your heart be remembered for a blessing as we all rise together as one family and praise the name of God. Page 598, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chaye echon uvyom echon uv'chaye l'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach li'olam u'lamei al-maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal Shemei Dekurisha Barichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tush Bechata V'Nechemata Da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, Amen.
Please be seated.
So, first of all, what's the most important announcement? Yesher Koach to all the Bikney kids who lead us in services. That's the most important. Yay. Well done. I love having the night where I just sit. It's great. It's like the best. You should do it more often. I'd like to say thank you to our greeter tonight, Anna Kane, who you met at the door. Hey, if you are interested in greeting, all you have to do is sign up. It's so beautiful. Oh, we're going to sing. Oh, that's nice. All right, that's good. I like that. Is just you sign up and then you stand by the door and greet everybody and say, Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Temple Abanim. What could be nicer?
Even if you're not in a good mood, by the end
of
it,
you are
in a good mood because everybody is smiling at you, so you smile back.
Exactly. Although I must say that when people come to this building, they generally are in a good mood. Anyway, because it's nice. And also, I wanted to say thank you to our Oneg hosts, Edie and Jerry Weinstein, whose grandchildren were in the service tonight, Zach and Lillian, and also Jennifer and Richard Schultz, who also sponsor the Oneg tonight as sitting with Jennifer, and Caleb is my daughter Addie's classmate at Brown. It's so nice to see you, Caleb, and being a former Bikti president yourself, how lovely it is to see you. And also that everyone's going someplace in the Schultz family except Caleb, who has to go back to Providence. So we're thinking of you. Okay. All right. So then, tomorrow morning, what am I doing tomorrow morning? What am I doing? Torah study. Exactly, Torah study. It's at 10 o'clock. We'll be studying part of the passage that Chloe was talking about this evening. I have kind of an alternative theory about the separation, which I will share just with Chloe, but then I'll share it with you tomorrow if you come. It's a little bit of a teaser for tomorrow. Then on Sunday, we begin our day with bagel breakfast at 9. You don't have to be a part of religious school to come for bagel breakfast. You just come. Enjoy bagel breakfast with us at 9. Then at 9:30 we have tefillah, which is going to be great. At 10 o'clock, religious school begins. And also, if you come on Sunday morning, will June be here? Do you think?
I think June.
Maybe not be here. Maybe.
There's a flyer out front that'll say
Okay.
specifically.
Oh, all right.
But I do know who will be here. Marissa Joynson will be here.
Oh,
from the
yeah.
Intuitive Kitchen.
Exactly.
And she's going to be leading us in a pre-Passover cooking class in our kitchen. So please sign up. Please sign up, even though the deadline is over.
You could still come, you know.
I'll deal with it, Dina.
Yeah,
You guys
and
sign up tonight,
also,
we're still good.
isn't it called Intuitive Kitchens?
Intuitive Kitchens, yeah.
Yeah, I need that. I can be in the kitchen, I follow the recipe, but then I need more, intuitive, what should I do? So maybe you can learn about intuition if that's even possible.
Don't just show up that day for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, let us know for sure.
Tonight so we know
it's all about supplies.
Yeah, supplies.
Yeah. All right, so then, speaking of supplies, Passover, I don't know whether you know this, but Passover is coming. Yeah, very shortly. It'll be here in about 10 days. And so we're going to have a second night Seder. Dave and I are going to lead a second night Seder on the 23rd. That's Tuesday night. So if you are saying to yourself, I am not ready to leave Passover after the first night, you want more, which I know you do, then come here for a second night. And let's say, for example, that you went to a Seder where it wasn't quite as festive when you sang Chad Gadya, you'll need to be here. because I'm telling you, it's pretty festive when we do Chad Gadya. So anyway, I encourage you to be here for the second night Seder. Just registrations in the e-blast. It couldn't be easier. Just press a button and voila, you'll be registered. And that's it. That's like enough. That's enough. Yeah.
We could keep going and going and going, but you read your
I know.
class. There's a lot in there.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Oh, I could probably sit down now. Oh, no, we're going to do in Kiddush. Oh, but the kids can do that,
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
can do it.
Okay, great. So, come on up.
Emerging leaders over
Yeah.
here.
I don't need to Kiddush.
123 if you're in the
And if you're also, let's say you're not a part of youth group, but you're here, and you're young at heart.
Come on, Nora.
Here, let's go centralized.
Yeah. I'll scooch over. Someone grab the challah.
There we go.
Okay. Go that way.
Kids always get
Center. Center. Push that. Center.
Come on, get in here. Get
Yeah.
cozy.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim.
Time. Meneshavitz? Oh my gosh.
Okay.
She said chalk. I had to.
Alright. Okay. Check out the cover.
Oh yeah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Patei Avon. Oh, what are you waiting for?
Thanks a million.
Is it bread or is it wine?
I'm gonna go with wine.
You're always this gentle during religious school, too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait,
What,
oh,
this is
no,
so.
this way.
This is too calm.
Okay.
So, we're going to end with some circle game. You might remember just about a month ago, we sang Circle Game to Rabbi Howard in honor of his honorary doctorate of divinity after 25 years of being a rabbi. 25. God bless you. Thank you for all that you've done. And to all of us, let's remind ourselves how lucky we are to be in this moment, how lucky we are to be able to taste the challah and the wine and experience the goods and even the bads, even the tragic, just all of the feelings, being able to enjoy them together and go through it together. That's what we're doing here in community. Sing along. Yesterday a child came out to wonder how a dragonfly inside her jar. A dragonfly inside a jar. Tearful when the sky was full of thunder. And tearful at the falling of a star. Jewish time. love.